Fixa, explain music theory as you understand it, please. Please explain the Lean On remix. The Lean On remix. Oh, fuck off! It's not gonna get released. It's not good. Oh my god, I'm not avoiding the question! Music theory. Okay, so what I know about music theory is that you have chords and you play the chords and then you fucking make a chord progression. Okay, no, okay. Fuck. Okay, so scales. Where do I begin? Like, what's your question? The only thing I think that's important to learn about music theory is A minor and then C major, which go together, and then you can just transpose those to any like key you want. All right, and then the only real important theories that you need to understand are intervals, and intervals are the difference between going from one note to another note, right? And then you take that theory and you can apply it to any scale. I just think in what's the technical term for it when you just work in numbers instead of the actual note itself. In music theory, an interval is the difference between two pitches. An interval may be described as a horizontal, linear, or melodic if it refers to successfully sounding tones, such as two adjacent pitches in a melody, and vertical or harmonic if it pertains to simultaneously sounding tones, such as in a chord. Yeah, so chords are important. Chord progressions are important. So important theory to understand is like
another one.
Is this a chord progression that has 4 different chords, 3 different chords, 2 different chords? And if it's 2 chords, the progression could be AABB, meaning like the type of chords, like the 2 of the same chords and then 2 of another chord, or is it ABBA, or ABCB, or ACBC, shit like that. Perfect fifth is all you need, yeah. And then it's important to understand the last theory would be chord inversion. So when you have like, I mean in this song right here, I think when you have two notes played together to make it like all these sounds, that's just a simple sine wave. But this is stacked on top. I think 2 sounds on top of each other are called a dyad. Triad is 3, which is a chord. Dyad is 2. This is a 7th interval right here, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'd have to check, but that's a 7th. Anyways, the last thing that you need to understand, in my opinion, that's important is, let's just go to a new one. R. Now this piano's gonna sound like ass because of the way it's set up. So you have this chord, and then there are other ways to write this chord, okay? And these are called inversions. So you would take this, drop it down an octave. That's an inversion. And then you could have this. These are all like the same chord technically, but inversions. Those are important to understand. What else? And that's like an easy way to add movement, but still stay in the same like chord progression. Like just changing stuff. Oh, and octaves are important to understand. If you don't understand octaves, you're probably not going to make it very far. So now you're supposed to know your alphabet? No. You can also, instead of using A, B, B, A, you can also say it's like a 1, 2, 2, 1.
Another one.
Progression, chord progression. You work in numbers. And then the numbers are just variables that represent any chord. Any key signature. Like, I couldn't tell you what chord that is. I just know it sounds good. That doesn't sound good. That doesn't sound good, but if you do this, they actually sound good. That's why octaves are important. That's like a... What would you call that? Is that diminished? I don't know. C sus4, maybe. Very tense chord though. And there's another chord that would be very tense. If these were all like pushed together. Well, that doesn't sound bad, but it doesn't sound like... It doesn't sound pleasant, but when you move them apart from each other, octaves up and down, they kind of work. And everything else is, especially with EDM production, everything else is discovered by accident. You think it's important to do that ear training thing Seamless always talks about, when you can listen to a song and tell how far one note is from another? Yeah, that's interval training. Is that important? No. Will it get you laid? Definitely not. So, what's the point of learning it? Who are you going to impress? What is impressive is playing an instrument, okay? You learn to play piano, and you learn to read sheet music. That's impressive. I can't read sheet music very fast. Everything I play is memorized, right? And forgotten quickly.